Hello, my name is Hellsen, and welcome to this new Let's Play Order Battle World War II. Today we can be starting a new campaign as the Germans. Now we're starting off with Blitzkrieg, which basically starts off at the battles of Poland and move on from there. The reason I'm going to start this one is because with Order Battle, these are all separate campaigns, but if you have a line with an arrow to it, it means you can carry over your units from one campaign to the other. This would be the longest campaign. We start off in Poland, we go up to the Soviet invasion, and then this is like kind of like after the initial invasion has been held back, and then you got to stop the Russians from getting further. So this will be our first campaign. I may do other ones. You can do like the tutorial goes into the U.S. Pacific campaign. You can do Morning Sun, which is basically the Japanese invasion of China, into their Rising Sun, which is like their Pacific campaign. We have a U.S. Marines campaign. Burma Road, which would be basically the British and Australian troops in Burma, versus the Japanese Red Star, which I've not picked up, or this is the Russian campaign. The Winter War would be the Finnish versus the Russians. Kriegsmarine, which is just basically the German Navy campaign, and then also you can do the Desert campaign with Rommel. And then that one, as you see, you can also go into the campaign here if you want to use units from into this. But I just think we'll do with the original campaign and go further. Alrighty then. War in Europe, summer 1939. After a series of diplomatic coups in neighboring countries, Germany has expanded territory and influence in Europe. Now determined to rescind further territorial changes that took place after the Great War, the German army sets out to invade Poland. The Kriegsmarine supported a unit of 20 mm flak guns for port defense duties has been integrated into our core force. This is basically, I get this special unit because I have the Krieg. Alright, German forces from East Prussia have crossed the Polish border and heading south towards Warsaw. Strong defensive position around the town of Warsaw, however, has halted their advance. Now, forgive me if I guarantee I'm going to butcher all these names. Sorry about that. Alright, so beginning mission brief. Concert with the invasions in Western Poland, we reform the northern drive on the Polish capital city. As a result of the peace treaty signed after the Great War, the German border of East Prussia lies only some 120 kilometers north of Warsaw. Polish Modern Army has dug in around the town of Lawa, protected by a line of trenches and concrete bunkers. Spanned by a determined opponent, this position has managed to repel our initial attack waves. As such, our current objective is to break through these enemy forces to continue our advance into northern Poland. Beyond the front line, little resistance expected, as supposed will certainly retreat to Warsaw. Following the reports of stubborn enemy resistance and significant casualties suffered by our vanguard units, OKW has dispatched additional reserves. These troops and equipment will be available for deployment soon. Alright, so our looks like we have the 20 mm flak cannon and we have the Panzer 38. I don't think this is 3. I think it's actually something, a different tank. I could be wrong. Alright, so our primary objective is to capture the Bawa. No special reward for that one. Capture the father town. No special for that one. But if we destroy this, one of these 3 bunkers, we'll convince them to a dash. We'll get basically an extra artillery unit. Alright, so this one of these 3 bunkers better located there. Now, if we take this in 20 turns, stockpiles resources will be captured. We want an air front with the host can empty their supply depot, so this gives us extra points, which is always nice. And if we destroy 20 ground units, we can prevent the Polish from drawing troops and equipment to the south or drive from less opposition. So usually you always want to finish these secondary threats. And the reason you want to do that is because you have these things called specializations, which you use specialization points in. Usually secondary objectives is what gives them to you. So as you see, we already have tank school. So newly purchased tanks start with 1 experience star. You can get like other ones we'll go through after the battle. All right, so we have 1 tank already here, which is a Panzer II. This is usually not good against hard targets. So it might not be so good against the bunkers, but they're great against infantry. So this one, as you see down here, is a little bit better against mechanized and harder targets here. So these attacks is land mechanized. This is your infantry attack. This is your defense personal. This is against artillery and so forth. Now One other thing to note: these forces are controlled by me, but not owned by me, so I do not get to carry these on. Once this force is, or this particular unit has a little gold bar around it, or circle around it, means it's actually owned by me, and I get to carry it on. All right, so we have 200 points and 5 more that we can put down. I think I do want to purchase another tank because we do start off with better tanks. Not do one of the bigger ones, so I might have to upgrade one, but I will get another one. So yeah, so that's Panzer 3. So this must have been like the previous versions, like the 1038T. We will get one of these. Eventually, we will upgrade it to one of these other ones. Get another one. I want to make sure I can kill one of these bunkers. Put it here. I think there's one. Yeah. Look at these. Alright. So there's a between. Okay, yeah, that seems good. So you can only, I won't be able to move on these pressures until turn 2, so I have to do it in 3 turns. So I have 1 turn, 1 turn 1. Turn 2, I'll move both of them to here, and then I can move this down as well. Hopefully, get 3 attacks on this particular bunker. Do want to get that artillery unit. Not to mention, we had, no, it's a fighter. And then eventually, whatever we can purchase next, I would like to put up here. I can't purchase a fighter. Well, let's purchase tactical bomb. Awesome. Alright. Alrighty then. That bridge right there has actually been destroyed. So. Farmer will go down. Bombing here. Do a point of damage. Nice. I'll have you wait a second. Artillery's off. Oh, nice. This is small enough where it can actually move and fire. Most artillery cannot do that. Now, the reason I'm firing it does most damage is because we do have this thing called efficiency. If you notice, the letters and numbers are white, and its efficiency goes down. It goes from like white to yellow, which means their efficiency has been interrupted. Like, you know, people getting commands been killed, or go to red, then they fight less efficient. Basically, what it means. All right, now we'll give our fighter up to protect our bomber. Or until one of their fighters comes. Alright. Turn 2. Bomb it again. One. Seems like it. This, if you see here, we have a, on the left side shows how our we expect to do 2 damage. On the right side, underneath the Polish flag, they expect to do 2+ worth of damage. So that's just a, you know, this best case scenario, whatever. So we will attack the tank first because this does 3 to our 1. And they have an artillery unit in the back, which sucks. So actually, that's anti-tank, which is why they did so much damage. But yes. Alright, special event, the bunker kill. German assault troops continue to struggle against the Mala position, but are slowly softening up his defense. OKW is dispatching an additional heavy artillery unit to assist further operations. So there is a nice big artillery, which you can see. It's mounted up on trucks, so bring him forward. Alright. Maybe it. They have two different Polish engineers and one. Actually, I'm not gonna attack again. I'm trying to hold off. Damage. All right, so now we can 6 in another, fighter or bomber, and then get another 6 units of. So we want to move forward. Some damage to this. Alright, so that worked out pretty good. I am not. Yeah, put off on that. Oh. Feels like they're. Oh, anti-tank. We're just gonna. No. I tend to always veterans because I want to keep my stars, right? What do we want? Probably. We'll probably take some damage here because this is within range of anti-aircraft gun, but it has to be done. Alright, hitter. Let's. Move. Start working on it. Alright, now as you see, that one actually did the point of damage, and now he's yellow. That means he's less efficient. Usually it means you do more damage and they take less. So where we did 2 there and took number 2. Would like to purchase. So this says an 11 and 11. This is a 9 and 16. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get the attack here. So that takes care of all that. I could purchase a fighter, but I think I'm gonna hold off. Yes, mainly because I would like to buy one later on after I get fighter school, because they start off with 1 B. Or I might just end up buying it anyways. Dude, found you. Retreated. Okay, I can live with that. Alright. Kind of push him out of the way, so get across the river. Do 4 damage. Do some damage, and only a 2 with yellow. He doesn't do much damage to us. Just here. And since I don't actually own these guys, I'm not going to spend the extra points to give them XP, so I'll just do regular range. And as you see, like the heavy artillery, I moved it, even though I only moved it 1, I still cannot fire because the artillery takes more. Alright, you can move up to there. Don't want it here. Sure. Damage thing. Go turn, hopefully. Fighter. Affected. Oh, that's another thing on fighters, if you'll notice here. So 8 is like their unit strength. On the right is their fuel. So they have like, if he doesn't land within 3 turns, every turn he'll start taking some damage. All right. You know what you've done? Let's go weaken away from the anti-aircraft stuff. Buy another bomber on. No. And every unit is moved, and you can tell this because I can no longer click through units here. There you. Unit treated. Alright, so I'm gonna -5 you. Off the anti-tank gun. Move to cut that off, destroy that. Anti-aircraft gun. That off. Artillery off. Plus it through, ladies and damage to that. Turn to the airfield, land. And if you might have noticed, artillery, one of the way this moving or just doing regular attacks does eventually, like, that's what their ability to, oh, they destroyed that bridge. To push them off that. One nice thing is I can use this to destroy him and get an extra move across the river. Alright, everybody's moved. I'm still gonna hold off on buying a plane. So I could buy a bomber and start getting experience. How much experience am I getting? Only like 15 per bomb. Takes 10,000 to get 1 star. Yeah, you know what? Back to it. I prefer, like, I know you got the bigger bombers. Like this one, it has torpedo capacity, which is okay. But if you notice, the attack on the Stuka is so much more than the other ones. The Hinky 59B. So looks like this might only have to be. Not sure. Usually the T indicates a torpedo bomber, but these are seaplanes. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and purchase that. That probably, yeah, it's space. I don't need to do it since we'll put it over here. Maybe if I get enough saved up, I will buy a reconnaissance plane. Alright, so again, 6. Hit it. Except. And as you see, that little plus that was a assist. That is a boom, a little bit. My own tanks are having nice experience. Heading that way. Up. Finish off that. You across. It's actually unfavorable swelling turns. I want you to go across and start working on him. Over here, what do we got? You move there. Fix you. Move across the river. Across the river. Alright. What's going on? Repair you up to max. And I am getting a hell of a lot of requisition points. I might have got a. Yeah. I think that was enough to purchase a button. I own what, 1, 2, 3 tanks. I'm thinking I really want to hold off and get infantry. Buy infantry. Now that I think about it. I want to get all my troops mobile. 150, so I want to hold off a turn or turns until I get 150. Actually, I could just go ahead and buy it and add this later, I think. But we're gonna add. Here. Then we'll add trucks later as we get 105. Seems good. Ah, interesting. Infantry's attacking the tank. I'm going to assume that was pretty stupid on their part. That they're going to go with the anti-tank gun, move it up, and attack this one. I don't know. Run in some more infantry. And some more infantry. And yeah, seriously getting hurt there. Great Britain and France declare war on Germany, honoring their pre-war agreement with Poland, but so far the Western Allies remain mostly passing. All support sucks. Alright. Retreating. That's heavy infantry. A little bit more. But launch the fighter. Get it. Probably going to push him back and across the river. Means that's going to take a couple turns for him to... Ah, Air Force is headed. And cavalry. And tanks. Alright. Not looking good, honestly. A little overextended here. Alright, so finish off this. I'm gonna have you go over here. Rest. Yeah. No, I read. Fighter. The thing is, that's the Panzer II, so that's the one that's better at infantry. So it's a good thing to be having to defend. Okay. And it's about time to sing. Interns. Or crossing. There. Bad. Bad. I think that back on the left is pretty much. Problem is, if I do this, one cross, you have to get back to the build to repair. Ooh, minefield. That's not good. There's. Upgrade him. His fighter went somewhere. Airfield's that way. Usually they retreat towards the field. I'm gonna put a break in here for a second, guys. I have to use the restroom. Right, guys? I'm gonna do a 6 grave. Did it suicide? Yeah. Why does it have to take the airport? I don't. Yeah, that might have been a mistake, but it's still within range. Move down. Back there. I do. Repair. Well, 3 to 2, so we can repair that. Repair, let's start moving. And make it to alright. And inch there. There was a bomber there, but for an anti-aircraft gun right here. But it's worth it. Let's see what we got. I have an 8 stack right there. Anchor. Damage there. I have 10 turns to finish off or capture that airfield. Up. That is right. Spider down. There we go. Nine turns. One of our attacks pulled. Oh, interesting. Alright. Start heading south. just shot that guy. Aren't you still better to send you? I'm short of being able to land this thing. Alright, back out on the field. I'm going to actually hold off a turn with him. So one of the things is, if you don't do anything with them for a turn, if you just put them on like kind of the rest thing, they will recover their efficiency. Little bastard. Return that is mutual in the European Italy's example. Alright, cool. Bye. Captured majority of expansion on Polish units ran from retreating to Warsaw. Okay, that was the special event thing. Force you, hopefully. South. Covered. We're following forces south towards here, no. North. Alright. Hopefully, boom, our rapid advance allows capture a supply depot at the airfield, which will give me enough points to be able to upgrade. Southwest. Oh, okay. That was a bomber. So now, with that, I just need to take that city to the south. We'll be happy. Being on the cautious side is running into an ambush, which you can do this if you run into an enemy unit that you don't see, causes extreme damage. And it's a very good way of losing units, because you'll do like, somebody cut me off. That's all. Also, you want to usually capture all the city. That gives you need forces. So I should have sent somebody over here. I ain't sent. As far as I know, and I've never seen it, that the earlier you finish off, the more you get that way. I don't think you get anything extra for that. Let's down. do I wanted to upgrade? Trucks. City, I don't got a name. Kind of efficient. Impressive. Been a normal guys? They're probably. Oh well. Don't want this to give me. Pay attention. Thank you. That's in the right telling you. Cool. Your comparison. You're not helping. Yeah, so I don't think they have any. Bomber. This is more of a test than anything. I'm not sure I will get. Alright, so I'm at 188. So I do not get anything. Okay, so I do know in the. I don't know, Japanese get some capturing cities, so. That was a wasted effort. And with this intern, the essential cost enemy defenses found broken as opposed forces retreat south. Our troops continued their advance to the capital city of Warsaw. Alright, let's fix it. Alright, so I've gained 5 new specialization points. Do you want to consult the specialization panel now? But yes. So we can get flight school, which means any fighters that I buy will have 1. And we can get specialized training, which means infantry will have 1 star. Or, yeah, so probably one of these 2. Eventually, I would like war economy because that means we get extra land, naval, and air command points, which is what you can use. No, I'm not going to be. You know what? I think I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna be buying infantry, right? Yeah, go with infantry units. At worst, I might get some. I might even skip out and flight score all together. All right, so we're gonna get the infantry units. I only bought the 1, so it's not too bad. All right, so.